Ladies and gentlemen. Hi. Blade Tavell said, Lar! Except he doesn't sound like it at all. I've heard Blade Tavell. He's basically a paladin. He's like, behold. By the light. You know, that's Blade Tavell's voice. Yeah. That's another one I tend to fall into. Ow. By the light, I demand that you give this game more positives. And I was like, I don't know. And then he slipped me a $5. So, plus to gameplay, Blade Tavell bribed me. I'm kidding. He did mention one, and I've been chewing on it. I think I'm going to give a negative to gameplay. Bear with me. Just hang on. But it's also going to be several positives. So, where's my controller? There it is. Ugh. So, like, okay, let's look at that right there, okay? That's my helmet. That has 123 defense, 80 HP, 20 MP, 36 strength, 32 dex, 24 agility, vitality, 16 agility, 12 intellect, 12 mind, 12 charisma, 44 accuracy, 44 magic accuracy, 49 evasion, 53 magic evasion, magic def bonus +3, haste +4, triple attack +5, store TP +6, set increased strength, requires level 99 of these classes. Okay, cool. None of that means anything to me. This is basically an info in game problem. This is actually one of the reasons why whenever someone's like, oh, that ring is really good, I'm like, is it? I feel like knowing which piece... Yeah, like parsing the gear. That's really what it boils down to. Parsing the gear is just... And it's always kind of made me go... And even before we were on camera, because obviously we had to set up this whole suit. Like, this whole suit was designed by you guys. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know why. Yeah, look at this. All races, accuracy +2, all jobs. Okay, you know what? Actually, that's pretty easy to parse. My accuracy is increased by 2. I don't know what that means exactly, but my accuracy is higher. Anyone can use it. Any job can use it. Okay, cool. You know what? I'm with that. That's easier to parse, and I can see the usefulness of it. And then I see nonsense like that, and I'm just like, So that's the negative. Let me get that out of the way and just jot that down super quick. Now that's an interesting question, Magister. As far as, I mean, that's actually a tougher question than it sounds like. Because parsing... Parsing became mandatory in raids during Blackwing Lair. I can actually point to a specific thing. Very specifically. That's in vanilla. And it's because they didn't know what they were doing when they were setting up raids. They literally didn't know how to design raids yet. And so they were designing raids based on the feedback they were getting from the top raiding guilds. You know, the people who were doing those raids frequently and were motivated enough to then give that feedback to the devs. Do you see the problem here? In fact, Blizzard themselves even acknowledged this problem. Hang on, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice song, but I'm already kind of tired of it. Blizzard themselves acknowledged this problem because that's why things like Zul'Gurub and Encourage 20 exist. Is because it's like, okay, hang on. We're designing this too much for the upper 1%. We need to design raids for everyone else. So they came up with the idea of side raids. But the problem is they immediately ran into the issue of, well, if it's a side raid, it can't be as hard, and it can't give as good of gear. And so immediately, elitism just crept right in because, ugh, you're running Zul'Gurub, why aren't you doing a real raid? And this was something that would continue for several years. And they spent years trying to figure out how to fix this whole issue. And when I say years, I mean Vanilla, BC, Wrath, Cata, Pandaria was the first time they finally actually sat down and like, okay, I think we have an idea. And so Warlords, 6 expansions in, was the first time WoW figured out how to actually have raids for people who aren't at the top 1%, and raids for people who want something more challenging, and raids for the top 1%, and they've been pretty good about that ever since. So, credit to them on that point. But the reason I bring all that up is because parsing sucks, but you know what doesn't suck? The gear itself. I've noticed, in contrast to, say, FF16, that most of the gear in this game actually has cool stuff on it, other than just stats. Anybody who knows me knows that stat gear is fine, but ultimately boring. Something that gives you +5 defense is substantially less interesting than something that gives you the ability to, once per minute, throw up a defensive shield that reduces the damage you take by 20%. Or something that makes it so that your defensive cooldowns are reduced by 2 seconds. Or something that makes it so that every time you get hit with fire damage, you actually heal for a portion of that against, say, ice damage, or something, right? It's just something. This is literally all off the top of my head. Cool stuff is more interesting, and I've noticed, I've been paying attention, FF11 actually has a decent amount of cool stuff. It also has, where's my document? There it is. It also has a bunch of things where stuff is more useful for situational. Situational gear is actually the kind of thing that's really cool. You know, having to swap gear for a specific thing can be frustrating, but being able to set up a different suit, which I do believe this game supports, asterisk, and then being able to swap to that suit on the fly is something that's extremely useful. WoW does this, for example. And indeed, WoW actually is right there with this. There's a lot of gear that's more useful for X, Y, or Z, depending on what you're doing. If you're doing a trial, or if you're doing a delve, or if you're doing a raid, or if you're doing a mythic, right? So that's good. That's a good thing. So that's interface in how relatively quick and easy it is. Oops, that's the wrong paragraph. To swap gear. No penalty, right? You just do it. So we'll put that under interface. Yes, that's right. An interface positive. I cannot believe it myself. I'm actually going to double up on that. But then an itemization positive. 3 of them, I think. I'll be honest, I have seen better in MMOs. Just remember, we're gauging this based off of other MMOs. But I do actually think a lot of the gear in this game is reasonably well designed and reasonably well spread out. Plenty of different ways to get gear, and plenty of different cool, interesting gear pieces. We've been completely avoiding gear because I geared up before the game even started. But there is actually gear in this game. Yeah, no, exactly, Blade Chaval. Because FF14, for those who don't know, kinda doesn't have itemization. All of the gear in FF14 is both linear, aka it's either better or worse, and it's all stats. It's just stats. That's it. If you're a tank, you get the piece of fending. If you're, you know, a rogue, I think, you get a piece of striking. That's it. It's linear. It's vertical or horizontal, whichever axis you want to call it on, but basically, it's just another form of leveling. Now, that works for FF14 and what they're going for. It does. But it does mean that FF14 has never gotten an itemization positive, because why would it? Gear might as well not even exist in FF14, and you'll notice Evercold is taking a couple of initial steps to walking away from gear, which is probably a good thing. By contrast, FF11 has gear. Actual stuff that actually does things that are good in certain situations, better than other situations. You can have TP generation gear. You can have resistance gear and tank gear against certain types of damage. You can have damage gear that focuses entirely on accuracy and allows you to do multi-strikes and so forth and so on. Right? That's cool. That's interesting. Pluses. Excuse me. And as Blade Jamal pointed out, you can just swap in and out like that, right? No detriment, no penalty. Just, oh, hang on. There we go. New helmet, new sword, done. Okay, so having looked at that, I wanted to give this. Also, I'm just no Mr. Red. Oh no! That's okay. So we should be at the point now where we're going. Oh, hi, Judo Joker. Thank you, Judo Joker, very much for the sub. Yep, it's time to be all on my own. Again, it's a Monday again, apparently. The good news? Hang on, what time is it in game? Oh, that sucks. Oh, well. I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to try. Tear down, Far Cry 2, and interrogation. Okay. Move this up here, move this down here. Okay, back into it. Hopefully this will take about an in-game day, because we've got another in-game day away coming up. Yes, really. Why are there so many of those in treasures? Why? Like, you notice this is new, right? Like, they've had waits periodically, but only like 3 total. But all of a sudden, it's like every 5th or so quest is wait an in-game day. Or a real-life day. Uh-oh. Okay. Hang on. I mean, something I've talked about for years is that every MMO, for a huge portion of MMO's histories, has been focused on making everything as long as possible, to make everyone as subbed as possible, in order to, you know, make money. It is only extremely recently that they've walked away from that and started shifting on focusing on content, that is to say, variety of content, rather than padding. Oh god, that could be Lertival. Hey, Valerian. There was a Penny Arcade recently, Arspruce, which amused me. It was talking about, you know, someone was asking, why are Sony being so evil? And the answer was, listen, okay, back in the day, they took a quarter from us every time we died, and they've been chasing that high ever since. Hi, Valerian. Enjoy the loiking. Alright, Mr. Red. First of all, I demand to know what toppings you have. Second of all, I got a question for you. Chakota, if you want to jump on this too, feel free. What genre would you... Like, what adjective would you use to describe Quake 2's soundtrack? I just figure you might be more familiar with Quake 2 than most people, so you probably, you know, could picture the music off the top of your head. Industrial metal. Okay. Can you think of a more generic industrial metal soundtrack? Like, generically boring industrial metal soundtrack than Quake 2's? That's from a video game. It has to be from a video game. There we go. What? How? Fine, I'll visit the Grand Duke Palace myself. Perhaps you might consider lowering your voice. How can you be so calm? War is about to engulf us. Hey, would you put a sock in it? Let me finish. You can't blame a spy for getting excited. Yes, you can. Ayame has just reported the council hasn't reached a conclusion yet. They've decided to call a recess. The council has continued long past its scheduled duration, and now this recess? Have they made so little progress? How should I know? No one tells me anything. I want you to ask Ayame the next time you see her. Besides, I'm here on orders from the captain. Oh, well, super secret state business. Not exactly. I'm trying to find a mercenary by the name of Lore Runner. He's supposed to be attending the council. Ayame said you might know where he is. What's so damn funny? You got something to say to me, come around and say it. Of course, if any one of us would have more intimate understanding of the state of the Empire, it would be Lorerunner. Great, where do I find him? Hold on there. We haven't even seen any proof you're really a Mithril Musketeer. You can't just expect to spill information on the ground like so many beans, Mr. Daji. Lorerunner! Excellent timing. Hey, what's up, guys? My ears were burning. Let me tell you, given my ears, that's a lot of burning. Here's the official summons with your name in bold. Go on, take it. And my work is done. Off with you to the Grand Duke Palace. You're not escorting Lorerunner to Juno? Me? I'm no babysitter. More fuel to the fire that they were writing this for someone who hadn't done the other expansions. The idea that we would need Naji as a babysitter. Right. Where's this place that's always under siege by beastmen? Time for some action. Okay. If Quake 2 works, then Quake 2 works. Now, I have a second question for you, Mr. Red. Can you get me... No rush on this, by the way, because I want to do this after the FF5 video. Or, sorry, during the FF5 video. Never mind. Tons of rush. I need this immediately. If you could give me your best metal... Yeah. I'd appreciate that. I should only need the one clip. I'll be able to repeat it a few times. But do me a favor, give me a couple of samples if you can. So I can hear, yeah! Yeah! Yeah. I also need to think of irritating female archetypes. The only one I know of off the top of my head is the tsundere, which I know isn't a female archetype. It doesn't have to be a female archetype, but it's going to be used for a female character, so whatever. The CEO? Yes, I could make that work. I think I can make that work. I'll jot that down as a maybe. So we've got Brooklyn Terra, we've got tsundere, and then we've got CEO Terra. Yeah, I don't know how to write or perform the Mommy Dommy thing, so I'm going to go with CEO instead. And of course, the Kingdom Hearts Terra. I'll need a guy for that one. I might do that myself. Disaster Chef. What's a Disaster Chef? Their cooking is so bad it makes people sick. How can you be that bad of a cook? You're about to enter the council? Glad to see you made it in time. I can teleport, dude. How did you get here? Before you go, why don't you take a few moments to gather your thoughts? I mean, they've been going at this for hours. I thought to miss you for a couple of minutes. Okay. As I've already stated numerous times, it's in our best interest to prevent the completion of the Empire's secret weapon, this Iron Colossus. Bastok is prepared to employ military action to accomplish this goal, without your support, if necessary. I'm in full agreement with the captain in this case. The Empire's intentions are clear. We must not lose this race. If we mobilize forces, we'll be giving the Grand Vizier and his supporters just the ammunition they need to fuel a full-scale war. The Empress yet retains loyal subjects within her realm. I believe we can still avoid open confrontation. So unlike you, my dear prince, your sentimental view of the situation is making me wince. If I'm not mistaken, your highness, wasn't it one of your agents that described the empress's position as little more than puppet on the throne? This would be a conflict of epic proportions. Maybe we should strive harder for a diplomatic solution. Well, I agree with you in theory, we walk a dangerous line. Despite its state of constant warfare, the sprawling empire commands staggering resources. If we fail to make the first move, we could face casualties on the scale of the Great War. The Great War? Surely you jest. The carnage from this apocalypse will be greater than the rest. Worse than the Great War? You know of the Gordius, I presume. It's best we're all aware of this potential source of doom. One does not lightly forget such an object. You speak of the sacred artifact held within the Malahar Temple. An amazing creation worthy of mention, but that is not the phenomenon to which I wish to draw your attention. The supernova that was born from the Earth and stole the night sky for an entire year, as was passed down in lore. That's an interesting way to describe a supernova. Stole the night sky for an entire year. How close were they for that to happen? This is what I recall from my lessons. This was the miracle bestowed by the goddess that marked the beginning of the Crystal Era. After the glare finally faded, the star of the first magnitude became part of the Alexander creation, yes. It was merely a coincidence the supernova's trajectory passed in front of that star. The truth of the matter is more fascinating by far. I discovered an ancient papyrus in the extensive vault of the Optistery. The following was written in script bold and flowery. When the light deity clashed against the dark, rent in twain were the heavens, and devastated was the earth by a storm beyond comprehension. I must admit to feeling a degree of shock, for this simple passage described the arrival of Ragnarok. I'd be good fate. The northern legend that tells of the twilight of the gods? You mean to tell us the supernova was in fact the aftermath of a battle between divinities? So close to the mark. Shall I endeavor to bring you out of the dark? This is my hypothesis based on facts at hand. The old empire of Otrgon launched their iron colossus imbued with the spirit of the light deity, high into the air and attempted to dominate the entire land. The nation that revered the dark deity was unsurprisingly not amused. They sent up their dark rider born from sacrifice, and with utter darkness infused. A fierce battle raged in the skies, and eventually both combatants fell to the earth, the giant in pieces, the rider with grave wounds to his material form. But this titanic struggle had blasted the land to ruin, and left a void in the heavens that spawned a cataclysmic storm. An apocalypse. What a ridiculous story. How could an iron colossus be made to fly? What does that have to do with the Gordius? We Tataro have always been notoriously fussy about our cuisine. The name was probably heard from a trader in foreign goods, is what I mean. The name of the Colossus's heart given to a star. We have let ourselves be distracted by the incandescences. The Gordius should have been a true concern. I only hope the Grand Vizier has failed to notice the true value of the treasure under his nose. We must hurry to bring this matter to a close. Aye. How's you reporting in? I brought Lowrunner back with me. You're late. Where in Altana's name have you been? Take it easy, Ayami. Lowrunner, we're grateful you could come. Your insight will be invaluable. Please describe to us your impressions of the events unfolding in the Empire. Thanks to your talents, gaining the program data we needed was far less complicated than expected. But the Empress appears to only have a tentative hold on consciousness. It's nothing to be concerned about. When reading someone's memories with my altered perspective, it occasionally releases images and thoughts sealed deep within the mind. The state of regression is only temporary. She'll recover in time. Let us begin. So, the day has finally come. That voice, so familiar. it isn't Nashmira, then who? I know not who you are, but it appears you have completed construction of Alsdal and unraveled the Gordius. Congratulations are in order. You will soon hold the most awe-inspiring weapon in the Urgam in the palm of your hand. The power of light. Father? But the power of Alexander is a double-edged sword. Mother! The infinite energy of a star. The legends, not to mention the ruins, speak eloquently of the destruction that will befall you should you make a single misstep. It's not too late. If you possess a shred of compassion, you will halt the program immediately. We hope you choose the wiser course. A cunning trick, Nashmira. Defiant to the last. Yeah. And he's dead. All right. Aw. So here's our FF11, Alexander. It's all right. It's better than FF14s. The X-tier FF14s. The in-tier FF14s is amazing looking. Behold, the will of Alexander. I fear no legend or signs of past failures. I will carve out my own destiny. Afshin? Nijin? No. No! Thank you, Lord. I'm sure we have all felt the immediacy of your experiences. If we can believe the words of the Grand Vizier, a war with the Empire seems inevitable. Afraid I have to agree with you. The war shall be. Preparations must be made with all urgency. Bastak's Armada is ready to sail. Once I give the orders, the sea will be ours. Are we committed? Our amphibious Cardian advance units were already given the order to deploy. They lay hidden in the Wajoam woodlands, primed and ready to destroy. Already deployed? Was the decision of this council a foregone conclusion? Hold on a minute. What I could gather from Lorna's explanation, this Luzaf character wants to prevent Ragnarok as much as we do. Naji, remember your station. And the Empress is of the same mind, isn't that right? The way I see it, there's no need to go head-to-head with the Empire's forces. If we can spirit Luzaf out of their clutches, we can put a stop to this Ragnarok business. Might even get a chance to restore the authority of the Empress while we're at it. We've all been to Atargan. We've seen their lives, the smiles, and the tears of her people. The citizens of the Empire are as much the children of Altana as we are. War should be considered only after every other avenue has been exhausted. Thank you, Naji! Jesus! Where did you come from? A voice of reason from Bastok, the nation of minds in gloom. Well, yeah, but Pramathi is dead, so the curse is over. And you would plan the strategy yourself, I assume? Yeah, of course. Wonderful. I admire your ambition. I offer the latest model of Cardian to escort you on this mission. Thank you, Dr. Shantota. Very well, you should have 2 veteran knights to accompany you as well. And from Juno, we'll have the fastest airship with an ace pilot at the wheel. Appears I have no choice. I'll inform the president of this operation myself. Captain Volker, then I should... On one condition. Lord orders to go with you. I like how the dialogue option is, I just left the Empire! It'll be dangerous, but I feel better knowing Naji is accompanied by someone I know I can trust. Excellent. I will have Bob prepare your transportation at once. I'm sure we'll have urgent tasks to attend to. I declare the session at an end. May our actions find Altana's fortune. You didn't draw your sword, Wolfgang. Okay, whatever. Yeah, Naji's been pretty so far. I'm with that. Okay, next. Wait until the next in-game day. It's 8 in-game, if you don't see that. Okay. So I need something to do for like 20, 30 minutes. Hang on, let me chew on that for a second. Oh, you know what? Hang on, actually I have an idea. I do legitimately have an idea. Give me a sec. Mario Kart. Who wants to play Mario Kart? Woo! I mean, I could almost beat Super Metroid in that time, which is really sad when you think about it like that. Oh, yeah, it's actually capturing it correctly. Semi-correctly. So this is my character, level 40. This is just whatever gear I have on. Don't worry too much about that. Yeah. Of course I make an Argonian. Why wouldn't I? Let's see, I think the dailies have reset.
The Silt Strider suffers.
Almost done with stamina. I think I did. God, the interface in this game is so terrible. I think it's here. Yes. So that's shoulders, legs, and chest piece. What? I think I just hit return to sender on accident. I swear I didn't do that on purpose. Yeah, nope, I did. I just returned to centered. Oh, the UI is terrible. This game's going to get a lot of interface negatives. Jumping back into it a few days ago when I started doing prep work for the run. This is not a joke. It took me about 2 minutes to figure out how to leave group earlier. And then when I had to do another group last night, I never figured out how to leave group. That's not a joke. Yep, okay, random's back up. So, looking at this screen right now, there was another mistake I made, speaking of which. I accidentally queued as a tank. No, that wasn't the end of the world. I had no trouble tanking. But it was an accident. It's because you're supposed to pick this button right here. Well, I was on this button. You're supposed to pick this button to queue as damage. I didn't even see these freaking buttons. And it defaults to tank, because it's the far left option. I could probably technically heal, too, but whatever. One thing I do like about this game is the mount speed's pretty good. This is just normal mount speed, and then this is sprinting. It's no dragon flying, but it means it won't be super long to get around. This is actually, near as I can tell, as fast as you can go in this game, because I have the 15% buff, and I have the max leveled mount speed. So that should be fine. Okay, looks like I have buff food, I think? Do I have an X scroll up? Oh man, I gotta try that now. Let's do it. Yeah! Yeah, let's find something tall. Something taller, maybe? The game control is kind of weird too, if it's not obvious. Yeah, that was a decent amount of damage. So yeah, what the run is, I'll go ahead and talk about this. What the run is probably going to look like is I'm going to make a brand new character, do the worst quest chain in the entire game, get that over the way. If I decide to do that, by the way, I haven't committed to that yet. And then go do the other 2 quest chains on my actual character. That'd be this character. Then go back to the newbie and go to Vardenfell, which I have already done. That's where I am now, if it's not obvious. I remember enjoying Vardenfell, but I don't remember any of the story at all. Literally none. I don't remember it. As you can see, Vivec is actually under construction here. Give you an idea for the timeline there. And then I'll figure out what's next after that. Because I don't, like...
Shiralas, where are you? It's too dangerous.
When I was playing this game, it was almost impossible to figure out what quests were. That's not a joke. We actually had to look up several guides to be able to figure out where to go next for given quest chains. So this is the crafting area. You can tell because there's a bunch of people here. Jeez Louise, look at this. But I am not seeing what I'm looking for. Oh, maybe? Nope, those are new quests. Okay. Blackbriar, Barter Company. Oh, it's all guild stuff. I don't care about any of that. Oh. Also, this is going to be my least professional MMO review ever. Because I haven't really played ESO that much. This would be more like a blind run of an MMO than like a thorough and in-depth examination of one. Honestly, I still was debating not doing this run at all. Just axing the run entirely and letting ESO die. Unremarked. Still not seeing a bank. I think it's a bank I need. Hang on. Yes, talk to a banker. Hang on, it shows me that. That's right there.
The Red Mountain? Oh, that's just noise and smoke. Nothing to be concerned about. I'm almost certain it won't erupt during our lifetime. Lord Vivec and the Tribunal would never allow such a thing.
No comment. Ah! Okay, so here's what I was actually trying to do. Okay. Go and grab the quest. Whatever it is. So this is Dungeons in ESO. They're, disorienting is the word I want to use.
Anything has happened.
I actually still barely have an idea what I'm doing for these. Alright, I got a new build too. I gotta think about that.
Light it up!
Yeah, speaking of which, when I say the ESO, we're only doing the MSQ, I frickin' mean it. We're probably not doing dungeons, we're not doing any of the side activities. We're not doing side quests. We're gonna do the MSQ, and that's it. The Guild Wars 2 special, if you will. Amusingly, this will probably be the shortest of all of them, Ross. I'm already level 40. Damn it. I'm already level 40, and as you can see, we tend to just chip or shred through everything. And there's not, and sadly, there's just not that much actual content to this game, not compared to the other big ones. Honestly, we will spend most of our time in vanilla, if I decide to do that. I still haven't committed to that, to be clear. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. So, I've obviously already done vanilla. And it was so bad that Pax and I quit the game and never came back. That's not a joke. I mean, I say it kind of laughingly, but that's actually what happened. We did the vanilla chain, and it was so horrible that we just put the game down. Now, what neither of us knew at the time was that there were 3 distinct vanilla chains, and we picked what, by every account, is the absolute worst one. So that's, you know, good luck on our part.
Sudarim, I thought you were dead. They came in the night, overwhelmed us.
Who did this? Where's Atavar?
I don't know. Atavar and Falor ran further in when we were attacked.
Atavar! Where are you?
Ablative mines! Look at the size of that thing.
I don't know, Plato. I wouldn't know how to answer that question. No, this is FF11. What are you talking about? God damn it. Right as I turn into a werewolf, he does the stun. Of course he does. Screw my DPS, am I right? Damn it. Yep, furry as a scaly. Supposedly this is not a great ultimate, but it's also the only one I have, and I have it partially leveled, so whatever. You level skills in this game. I'm just maintaining 5 stacks of my bleed on him.
Now a gargoyle. That's sense.
Really, Blades of All. Interesting.
Vampires. You think they know what they're dealing with?
And then I noticed that guy's just staying in vampire, or sorry, werewolf form. Oh, goody, flesh astronauts.
More blood for me.
It's like the 3rd dungeon I've done in a row that's all about necromancers. And for the record, there are 3 dungeons. I'm just doing randoms. Randoms give you a gigantic experience bonus for doing them once a day. Pretty much the same as WoW or FF14. And I am trying to level, so... For those of you just joining us, we have to wait 1 in-game day to be able to progress FF11, which is about 45 minutes straight, and we're about 8 hours into it, so... We're doing some ESO while we wait.
You can rest now.
Boss, I don't think he's listening.
You're one of her illusions. I won't let you stop us.
Why is nothing ever easy?
Join my knight. Do you see?
Oh, absolutely, Ross. The gameplay axis of Tangled is way too good. Yes! No, ESO will be almost entirely voice acted, so I won't have to kill my voice constantly like I do in FF11.
No! This is all wrong! I don't want you to see anymore. Get out of here.
Yep. 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 Yeah, some of the vanilla voice acting is... Well, it's very Elder Scrolls, is what we're going to call that.
Burn it!
Take care of this myself.
What's weird is I should have an ability. Hang on. I should have an ability here. Hang on. Hang on. No! Oh, whatever. Yeah, pounce. Why didn't I have pounce on my bar? Oh. Yeah, I remember hearing Crispin Freeman several times. And the blum is usually pretty distinct. Mashing execute here. Absolutely, Von Falkenstein.
Did you hear that? There's someone alive over here.
Vampires! Vampires! My brethren! I'm just kidding. I'm not a vampire anymore. I put down the pipe, so to speak. The blood, I guess? I do actually think ESO has a little bit of a health padding problem. It's not the worst I've seen, but I do think fights could stand to be a few seconds shorter. Just like a polishing pass across the board, you know?
Don't let them reach Lord Winterborn.
Is anybody coming with me? I'm not the tank, guys. Remember, not the tank. I can't even tell if I'm doing good damage. I'm apparently doing 5,000 DPS, but I don't know if that's high or low or in between. Are we really, Ross? Wow. Ow. Yeah, Ross, that's, yeah. They should finish up about this December, I want to say. Somewhere around there. Yeah, exactly. Division's a much better example of health sponginess. I'm waiting a real-life, in-game day to be able to progress FF11 Von Falkenstein, and I figured I might as well use my time reasonably. And since I am doing these randoms off-camera anyways, I figured I'd just take one on-camera. If you want, I can get rid of the visuals so you just hear it. Here, check it out. There you go. This is FF11 right here. This is FF11. this way? Yes, this way. This is better, right, Von Falkenstein? I'll take it back. I'll put it back.
Disturbs the masters.
Feels like I can do this.
Set it ablaze!
Yeah, the Dragonflight meta, ironically, is probably one of the worst ones. I say ironically because it was the first one they did. Me and Pax did the War Within meta almost on accident. Like, we had 90% of it done before it even came out. Just from doing War Within. The only one I would say is worse than Dragonflight is BFAs. BFAs is awful. I do not recommend that to anybody. I actually gave up. As much as I wanted Johnny Mount, I gave up completely. Hi, Dr. Winter.
It's your death.
Damn it. Stop rooting me, you assholes. See, we just need Rax to show up to get the trifecta in here. Wow, FF11 looks different. Let's go after the archers first. Oh my god, why do I have aggro? I mean, I know why. It's because the tank isn't even bothering to try and hold aggro. I lost him. I lost him! Is he dead? Oh, he just... Okay. What? Of course I'm playing Argonian. As if there's any other option. Hey, someone pulled aggro from me. Stop stunning me, you asshole! Hey, are you done? Wasting our time? Oh god, 2 people subbing while I'm doing this. Jesus Christ. Okay. Is that 30% or 50%? It is 50%, I was right. Are we done? No. Okay. Thank you for the sub, Trafin. Always appreciate. Give me one moment here.
Where are you?
I don't like this.
Wake up.
Yep,
Wake up.
yep. Gross, horrifying stuff.
Elf boss, there's some serious magic here. This place screams ambush.
No! So this is going towards Factorio, Mech Warrior 5 Mercs, and Kingdom Hearts 2.
Come. Speak us of your sorrow.
And then Oculus. Thank you for the sub, Oculus, wherever you are. Where's the enemy? Where's the boss? There he is. Thank you for the sub. Oh, I didn't see you put that towards anything. 1. 5, switch, 5, 2, 1. I'm gonna regain some stamina really quick. Hey, Blade Taval, what's the cooldown on potions in this game? 2 minutes? Switch again. Stop moving so much. Stop moving! Jesus Christ! Sorry, the tank was just standing there like, what? Lead back up and start executing. You're all free. I don't know a therapist, though, for the post-traumatic stress you're going through.
Why isn't...
Turn in quests.
Thank you for free.
Alright, so now I have to figure out how to leave the group.
Hear my prayer?
Okay, hang on.
Divines before. Even my wife.
Aha!
When you took
Okay.
my wife, I accepted it as fate. But Atta...
I think. And then this one. Okay, I did it! I did it! I figured out how to leave a group. Oh my god. I did it. Alright, is any of that crap I just picked up worth a damn? Probably not. Sure, whatever. Sure, whatever. Sure, whatever. And no. It is currently 1900 hours. It hasn't even been the day yet. I have done an entire dungeon in ESO while waiting, and we're not done yet.
My forge may sputter in...
Whatever. Take all my crap. Take all my crap. Take all my crap. Take all the crap. Take all the crap. Take all the crap. Take everything. Take everything. Get this crap out of my inventory. Yes, I know I can mark as junk, but I've discovered that when doing dungeons, it's easier to not. Because dungeons just go by so fast, and shotgun so much loot into your face. It's easier to sort after the fact. Here. Yay?
My prices can't be beat.
What's a charcoal of remorse? What's a pulverized debellium? What's a transmutation geode? Oh, take all. It keeps giving me staves. I don't want staves. Well, now I have transmutation crystals, whatever those are. How do I do? Hey, Blade Taval. Blade Taval. I know you're at work, but like... hang on, 1 second. I choose the dagger because it doesn't matter. Relevant to health because it doesn't matter. Ahem. Stop. Get off my screen. How do I tell where my experience buff is? Like, it looks like I don't have an experience buff right now. But surely I still do. Unless it runs out? I've got a food buff. And a bunch of other buffs, I don't know what they are. Also can't mouse over my buffs, so I don't know what any of them are.
Buying, selling, trading.
Okay. Oh, whatever. Let's just use another experience scroll. Okay, it let me. Aha! There it is. It's the sparkly looking buff up there that says 2 hours. Okay. We have discovered the buff. They're actually up top and lower right. I'm not sure why they're repeated. In fact, that's kind of strange that that's there. Nope, that's got to be like default. Where's my buffs? I don't seem to have a thing for buffs. Oh. Well, whatever. I know where it is now, so I can see it. Let's go back to my hometown, Balmora. Of course Balmora would be my hometown in ESO. Come on. You could try Oculus. You could fail. Because if you'll notice, the veto list is superseded by the banned list, or whatever I call it. I don't actually remember the terminology. If I go to lowerrunner.com right now, the forbidden list. Wrong game. And you know what's on the forbidden list, Oculus?
If you hadn't stopped the Covenant from summoning
The
Sadar...
golden Gua sleeps.
Right, I already did that. So, like, is there any reason to do these, Blade of All?
to see you.
I think I have a couple of crates, but I don't care. And I know they're loot boxes, because this came out when loot boxes were still a thing. I guess a slightly better question would be, should I wait on these until I'm level 50?
These gems can be traded for special rewards in this store.
Bingo, Oculus. Now, you wanted to put that towards... Hold on. Mechanicus. Hold up. Let's go to lorerunner.com here really quick. But that thing, that's one of the mounts. Or you mean that one, which is the fast travel system. You get into its brain. That's not a joke. Alright, I will allow it. I'm surprised Mechanicus 2 isn't on the list. I'm actually not sure what the smaller one is, like, legitimately. Hey, Ben, when I underscore. Why did they force another underscore? That's the weird part. Anyway, thank you, Oculus, for this again. It is almost time, so let's go ahead and X that out of here. X out of here. Oh, God, whatever. Oh my God, we've still got 2 hours in game. Hang on, let's zone. I'm gonna go grab a drink. Oh my god. Yes, it's... Thank you for the donation, Oculus. I gotta go see what you put that towards. Let's see. Damn it, no! Mechanicus 2. Okay. Thank you again, Oculus. I will add Mechanicus 2 to the list. I've heard mixed things about it. But of course, I think it's still in early access, or maybe it was a demo, something like that. I don't think it's out yet. Actually, not sure. But yes, this right here, this is the real FF11 experience. Standing around town with all the other people. Asking the really important questions like, why is she not wearing pants? No, seriously, everyone else on the screen is wearing pants. Why is she not wearing pants? Oh, time's done. Frickin' finally. Okay. Okay, back into treasures. Christ. Exactly, our spruce. Damn it, Oculus. Hang on. Pokemon Soul Silver. Yeah, that was Final Fantasy III on the DS. I let viewers decide what we named characters back then. So, our character names were Heroes Don't Need, and then instead of plans, we ended up going with pants for the fourth option. Which was just amusing or whatever until we got to the scene where they say each of our names in sequence in the actual game. So suddenly an NPC is shouting, Heroes Don't Need Pants! Thank you for being part of the show, Oculus. I do appreciate you. The airship is ready for deployment. Let's do this. Yep, your mission leader, Naji, is not there yet. Lore Runner, it's good to see you. Do you remember the king? I must apologize for my actions last time we met. I have been repaired and will no longer be so erratic. As recompense, I hereby promote you to Provisional Jack rank. Ah, you got here so fast. Or am I a little late? You are late, Team Leader Naji. My apologies, I brought a secret weapon from Bastok and had a double of time getting it unwrapped. Secret weapon? There are no secrets among this team. Oh, fine. It's an astral detection device designed by Chief Engineer Sid. I don't understand how it works exactly, but apparently it'll help us zone in on the general location of Bluezif or the Iron Colossus. We do not require any such toy. We have access to the latest technology from Windhurst. Toy? That's rich coming from an overgrown spitting top. How dare you address the king in such a manner? Enough prattling! We're not here for fun and games. Dude, heroes use drugs all the time. What are you talking about? Have you seen Captain America? Wait up, Lord Runner. I'm under strict orders from Captain Volker to stick by your side at all times. Provisional Jack, do not leave your king behind. How do they do stairs? Do I have your attention? I'll go over the mission again for your sake. I have the details memorized, of course. The Endymion will touch down in the waters of the Cyclamoon Straits and will travel north under cover of darkness. Once we reach the coast, our ground team will disembark. We don our mercenary disguises and slip into Al-Zabi unnoticed and rendezvous with Robin Committed. We'll rendezvous with Robin Committed in Ottergon Whitegate. That was the name. Wait, how are you supposed to sneak in, King? I will melt into the crowd with my mastery of mercenary terminology. Observe. Need tank? Please send Tell. Don't worry, Lorbener. I've got your back. NF3M, FFG, PST. 10 degrees to starboard. What the? Altana, that light. And we're dead. Hi, Evo. We're dead. At long last. No tricks. Keep moving, schlog. The age of judgment is at hand. Do you need it? Tell. Do you need it? I have it. I've been seeing those periodically as we go through. Ooh, that's a good looking pizza. Sorry, I'm looking at Mr. Red's pizza. That's not even a euphemism, I'm just looking at it. That looks substantially cooler than the previous Alexander. Oh, new outfit for the villain. Incredible, you're able to shoot down that airship from an amazing distance moments after we detected it. To be honest, I hadn't even made visual contact. A red dot appeared on the control panel display. I merely moved the targeting reticle over the dot and pulled the trigger. Amazing. I put this device together with my own hands, but there's still so many functions I've yet to understand. It's actually a little embarrassing. Don't let it concern you. More importantly, we have confirmed the Colossus will follow my commands. Did you witness its power? We have realized the 1,000-year ambition of our ancestors and once again harnessed the divine might of Alexander. Yes, Grand Vizier, all of Urgum will now bow to the authority of the Empire. Our nation will finally have the undisputed peace it deserves. That's your motive? Your pardon, I come with word of the Empress. Speak. She has fled the palace. As per your orders, we did nothing to stop her. So her apparent docility was nothing more than an act. Her destination? We lost her. Ah! So she managed to mute the immortals. Impressive. My abject apologies. We have soldiers combing every elm of the capital. We will find her. Let her go. But, sir, Neshmir has lost the absolute authority of her position, as well as your two closest companions in the space because we're weak. Her emotional strength will be sorely tested. If she cannot overcome this trial, I fear she will not be fit to serve the Empire in any case. There are more important matters that demand our attention. We must first focus our efforts on rooting out the rebellious efforts within our own walls. What's the situation with Luzaf? Sir, he's being transferred to the facility in question as ordered. Good. Once he's been dealt with, I'll make a proclamation to the people. The time has come. Yes, we will unleash Alexander to defeat the Dark Rider, and then proceed to overpower our rival nations. I assume there's no objections? There is one small detail concerning the transfer. We're so close. We're on 41 of 48. Lorwyn, hey Lorwyn, you okay? Yeah, apparently being unconscious is my primary skill trait this expansion. It's okay. Airships are like helicopters. They're intended to crash. He lives. I was about to bring out the repair kit. You're a bit banged up, but nothing serious, it seems. Jumping over the side was the right decision. The ones that stayed on the ship weren't so lucky. I will check for survivors. You and King should continue the mission. After what happened here, I don't think we have any time to lose. Leave the wounded to me. Musketeer training includes a thorough course in first aid. Oh, almost forgot. I better take the device. Give my best. Team Leader Najee. Our contact's name is... His Rodin committed, and this toy is broken. But no matter, the King is the perfect guardian. Aren't aces above you? Come, Provisional Jack. You know, to go back to that earlier no respect thing, calling us Provisional Jack is more respectful than most of the game has been to us this entire time. Like, you can tell that's not intended to be an insult, right? Where the hell am I? The middle of nowhere. Oh, that makes sense. So aces are elites, but kings are leaders. Yeah, the stories... Well, I mean... some of the story really... I want to stress this for a moment. Really pissed me off. I was really not happy with Naha, or Naja, or whatever her stupid name is. Yeah, I'm still not. She has yet to redeem herself. By contrast, Ashmal, as predicted, has turned into an interesting character. But yes, the Sister of Takuvma is still Sister of Takuvma-ing. I've already said it. I already have this really horrible perspective that she never will stop. That she will just be a prick forever, and that's just our life. Oh, only one character has ever surpassed the Sister of Takuvma in negatives. And honestly, I don't think that record's getting broken anytime soon. Yeah, the Jailer. Sorry, I gotta say that right. The Jailer. Laura, I heard news from Lady Karababa. You've had quite the adventure, it seems. Where's King of Hearts? He's supposed to be with you. Water in the bay. Spishy, splashy water. King of Hearts. So good to have you. Welcome back. Lady Karababa, the king is here and at your service. Huh? King has come with a present for you. A toy for Lady Karababa. This device is broken and soaking wet. A wonderful jest, Lady Karababa. I'm sorry to correct you. You seem to have mistaken me for Lady Karababa. I am Rodin Committed. Another marvelous joke. Oh no. King of Hearts, how exactly did you enter Alzabi? I came in through the port. The triplets are still worse than Naja. Like, she admittedly pisses me off more, personally, because I've worked for that twit. But the triplets are worse characters. Let's just be very fundamentally clear about that. Anyways, you've saturated your starfruit again. You were designed to withstand a certain amount of moisture, but if you can jump in the bay, I am fully functional. For you, I would jump through fire, water, chocolate pudding. We should get back to the mission. Hide and seek, to see, search and destroy. Lusif, here we come. Well, you see, Lusif has been taken outside the capital to another holding facility. To teach him humility? Change of plans, Lady Karababa. Not to worry, my king. We've taken care of everything. Nizal Isle in the ruins of Al-Zadal, god damn it, is his new location. We have Travi, Rodin Committed to thank for this information. God, this rhyming thing is hard. How does she keep it up? Yeah, fun fact, Shentoto doesn't rhyme in every line. I'm serious, I've been paying attention. Every now and again she drops the rhyme scheme, so it's clearly something she's doing on purpose. Too right you are. He's earned our shiny gold star. We must make our own. Make for Nizal Isle. Another dip in the splishy, splashy water. No, king! They'll bring the entire Imperial Army down upon us. Are you ready to go? Just a moment, King of Hearts. I'm just going over the charts. Lord, I'll do my best to keep King occupied and out of your way. That leaves you by yourself. Do you think you can do it? Yeah. Traverse is almost killed getting this information. Don't waste it with carelessness. First, I need something sweet before we undertake this chore. Sweet before the mission? Yes, something tasty and sweet. I recall a lovely shop just down that street. Sweets are best for the weary soul. Right, may Altana's fortune find you. I also love the idea that water is like alcohol to robots. That's such an interesting idea. I think I might do something with that in my own setting at some point. Okay, so staging point. Let's see if I have this staging point. If I don't, well, I'll do some reading. But yeah, the triplets were not only worse written, but worse utilized. Naja is at least reasonably well written, well animated, etc. In fact, her being well written is almost the problem. She really is a really good example of a bad boss. It's quite familiar. Out of my thing, please. Yes. Nizal Isle. Perfect. 42, we're getting there. Is it sad when I peek ahead and I see what the next boss fight is and I don't recognize who they are? I'm dead serious. I'm apparently fighting someone named Amnaf. I don't know who that is. Okay. Where are we? Just in case. Let's just pull these out. Then we can start wings, which I'm actually dreading. I've heard extremely mixed and negative things about wings, so. On the plus side, wings is apparently super duper long, so it'll probably take us until the weekend to get there. Then we can do Abyssia on the weekend. Letting the Sandorian spy live was the right move, it seems. It all... Oh, this is Amnath. It's one of the random guard ladies. It is all unfolded just as the Grand Vizier predicted. And so you have come. A pity. I always respected you, but such are the twists of fate. The Grand Vizier has decreed your time on the stage has come to an end. No! No! Negative to story! No! No! At 50 Imperial gold pieces per. This assistance just cost you 150 Imperial gold pieces. Fuck you! What's the meaning of this? That's what I'd like to know. This employee still has a pile of tuition fees to pay. If I let him come to a messy end here, I'm losing out on a lot of cash. You worry for a few measly coins? If you stand against me, your entire company's at stake. Oh, I'm shaking in my booties. Need to remind you my company has the personal backing of the Empress. Times have changed, foolish Mithra. My help is expensive. Better take care of this quickly if you don't want to spend the rest of your life paying it off. Go away. I hate her, Benwani. I actually hate her. That's not a joke. That's not hyperbole. It's not me trying to play it up. I hate her. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's another instance. Woo! Instances. Hey, Rax. By the way, Mr. Ed, you still at the pizza place? Yeah, F for Sam Neill. Nothing funny about that. Wait, were people actually simping for that pile of hot garbage? Oh my god, she's even in the party. How strong do you actually think she is? She's an escort. That's not a joke. If she dies, the mission ends in failure. And I quote, all the gears can kill Naja quickly, even at eye level. Yeah, she's pathetic. She's probably the only actual difficulty of this fight. Yeah, she's actually worse than worthless, because she brings down the fight by virtue of existing. For Christ's sakes. I already miss ESO. Telling you, turn-based was the way to go. The more I think about it, the more I think FF11 would have been better as a turn-based game. And I've even put thought into how to make it work. Like, as a practical application, not just hypothetical idea. for Christ's sakes. Come on. Come on. There you go. No? Don't put away your sword in the middle of combat. Ah! It's probably the first time I've really been feeling my lack of AoE. Like, I think Venereal is my only AoE potential at this party. Unless Shantota does something, I haven't seen her, though. Oh, no, that's interesting. So you said that if you Blue Mage too much, you turn into a Soul Flare, right? Well... someone's been juicing. And in the middle of the battle, oh no, I accidentally stabbed Naja. Oh, she's dead. Damn. Shucks. Yeah, no one's ever going to find her body, I'm just saying. And this place self-automates, so the cleaning bots will clean up the mess. I will not allow. For the Grand Vizier, for my Razfad. Lady, he never loved you. I'm just saying. Amnaf, my dear immortal lion. Your part in this is over. You have earned eternal rest. Now, this is an interesting development. My tail's twitching all over the place. Listen up, we run up in different directions and meet back at the office. Why? Local businesswoman Naja has been brutally decapitated while combing her own hair. Lord Runner, one day I shall feast on your soul. Jesus, Robon! I had no idea you felt this way. Kind of puts that one mission where he insists on fighting us into a different light, doesn't it? You remember right at the gates of Ishgard? Huh. Okay, let's try one of these then. Hey, the next fight is against Robon. Why did we run if we're fighting it? Okay, whatever. I'll let it go. I'll let it go. Yep, everyone get in the queue. No cutting. I'll blacklist you if you cut. I mean, okay, actually fair, Legend of All. Welcome back, Mr. Red. Nah, I got a job for you. I actually do. That's not a joke. It's the one you didn't hear earlier. So, I don't want to give away too much of what I'm doing, but I need someone to be a backup vocalist to say, yeah! And I want like a couple of different takes on that. That's actually it. No, not like that. It's got to be like a yeah! Like nice, pretty much exactly the way I just did it. You sure nothing happened while I was away? Yes, President, it's been peaceful and quiet. I don't think there's a single person in Ottergun who'd be foolish enough to make trouble for the Sentinels. I really thought the Immortals had been breaking down the door by now. President Naja, what on Urgum happened to you? Lore Runner, what on Urgum happened to you? You've been gone so long, I was starting to get worried. I wouldn't want anything to happen to such an important investment. I mean, after the debt you racked up out there, your welfare is of prime importance to my purse. So, you're fine, I'm fine, we're all fine. It's all just a little too perfect. Half expecting a squad of Immortals to drop down on us from the ceiling. Oh, that reminds me? Reminds you of what? I forgot to mention, Lady Aphmau is waiting for you in your office. You forgot... Lady Aphmau's here? 1,000 pardons. She said she wished to speak with you directly, so I asked her to take a seat and serve her chai. Why is she trying to force the door? It's not locked. I need to speak with you, Naja. Abkaba. Abkaba's half the problem here, by the way. His simping is not making her any better, I'm just saying. He's also a moron. Not to me, you blockhead. It's not his fault. Abkaba was never told. It's no excuse. He deserves to be flayed for showing such lack of etiquette towards a guest of noble blood. I beg your forgiveness, your magnificence. Pull it together, Abkaba. I know it's a shock. Even I was overwhelmed the first time I met the Empress. I mean, it is her magnificence. But when the slip of a girl changes the tone of her voice from teenager to Empress right before your eyes... Yeah, What are you two whispering about? Out with it, Abkaba. Yes, your nothing to be concerned about, your magnificence. Mercenaries are trained to sleep anywhere, even if the opportunity presents itself. Oh, God, he is a bit of a Smithers. Oh, God, which means she's Mr. Burns! Not to change the subject or anything, but I thought the Officer Academy might be the safest place for you to take refuge. I'm sorry, I couldn't just hide in Carol while you're risking your life. I'm glad you're okay. You are too kind. I feared for you as well, Lord Runner. If I hadn't run into his Nizal Isle, there'd be one less mercenary on the roster right now. I'm out of popcorn. Are we on Nizal Isle? I was killing your brother's minions. After receiving the dagger from your magnificence, I dispatched a mercenary to Nizal to investigate. As we discussed at the Academy, the block we believed to house the Iron Colossus was under heavy guard with restricted access. After scouting the place myself, I believe they've moved Luzif there. Why was Lord Runner there? Well, I located a single unguarded passage and thinking a patrol had gotten careless, took the opportunity to proceed. That's when I found Lord Runner in a standoff with an immortal. He was already there? Searching for Luzef without my authorization. You were looking for Luzef? Thank you. You're too generous with your praise, your magnificence. Neither Lord Runner nor myself succeeded in rescuing the Admiral. But still, you put yourself in harm's way and did what you could. You have no idea how much that means to me. Once again, you are too kind, your magnificence. Empress, what shall we do? Even if I marshal the full strength of the Sentinels, I don't think we can force our way past those defenses. No, I got this. Seriously, I got this. I'll come in like a wrecking ball. When I was a child, my mother took me on the trip to the depths of Nizal Isle. You went an insanely dangerous place on a mother-daughter excursion? I was never in any danger. It's nothing more than a single hop if you know the transporters. Why would you go there at all? It's a special place to my mother and father. I don't really remember much of that my time then, but... Anyways, what I do remember is my mother holding up this mithril mirror to the transporter to send us to the innermost chamber. The mithril mirror was so pretty, I nagged her constantly till I had a horde of them in my bedroom. So all you do is hold it up to the transporter, as far as I know. And since my mother said it was our little secret, I'm fairly sure my brother isn't aware of it. But if you should use the transporter in the midst of a battalion of immortals, you'd be captured. That's why I haven't mentioned it before. But with our super secret super weapon, we got this. If your magnificence would permit me to use the mithril mirror, I could assemble my mercenaries and set out an mission to destroy the Colossus. We could even rescue Luzev. If only we had time to prepare. This wouldn't have anything to do with the foreign airships exploding over the woodlands, would it? Yeah, that airship was struck by the divine spear of Alexander. The age of judgment is almost upon us. And what do you propose we do? I'll go myself and attempt to dissuade my brother to disable the Colossus. You... what? I trust you with another mirror. Your mission is to rescue Luzev. I'm your humble servant, but are you sure of this plan? Maybe it'd be safer if we were to extricate Luzev instead. If I fail to convince my brother, the only way to shut down the Colossus is by using the external controls. I'm the only person trained in operating such controls, thanks to my mother's education in automaton programming. It's as if she knew such a day would come. Very well, it's as you command. I am the Empress no more. Yet even without that authority, will you come with me as my mercenary? I've been wondering. I feel like I'm missing some context, or their usage of the word mercenary is not quite apt. Because they keep using the word mercenary like you would use the word samurai. Like it's an honorific. Have you noticed that? I knew you wouldn't disappoint me. You hold the mithril mirror for me? I feel safer with the mirror and myself in your capable hands. Yes, we're her biddy guard. Now that that's settled, let's see about averting this catastrophe. No time to lose. Okay, yep, let's go, let's go. Yeah, actually, exactly. The nomenclature is very similar to how they use the word guardian in FF10. Oh, because I need really generic video game music like Quake 2's music, and I was wondering if you could think of music that's more generic than Quake 2's. That's it. In the game, specifically. Like, I'm sure there's more generic music somewhere out there, but I won't be able to use that because of licensing. I need something I can put into a video. So, now we go directly back to where we just were. Sure. I don't remember how to invite people. Maybe. Am I the only person who has auto-invite set to on? So yeah, we're quite literally going immediately back to where we just were, which is Nyzel Isle staging point. I'm not even sure I technically qualify as being able to use Ishida. Like, I could probably figure out if I had to. Literally, this is where we just were. Hang on. For some reason, we gotta use the lamp again. I don't know why. Don't ask. We have received an update from the patrol boat in Gurgublu. A force of close to 50 airships has been sighted advancing on Otorgon. So they have come. This explains the appearance of the cluster of dots on the control panel, wouldn't it? Yes, Grand Vizier. They appear to be moving slowly and keeping distance from each other. They obviously fear the destructive power of the main cannon. Can we handle them all? We focused the energy of the cannon when destroying the previous target, but perhaps this time we should lure the vessels to as close as possible, and then fire a diffusion pattern. There's a good chance the entire fleet will be obliterated. I like how Gatsad is just kind of low-key the most evil person in this expansion. Have you noticed that? Like, I mean, evil scientist, Final Fantasy, whatever. But still, for real, he's just kind of a cold fish. The actual villain is, like, more of a person than he is. Gatsad is just like, yeah, sure, hang on, let me murder a few 100,000 people. There you go. Very well, let us await the arrival of the Amarna and provide Alexander with fitting tribute. We have guests. Brother, stop using evil! No. Oh, well, That was my only plan. Alright, Lore Runner, kill him. Okay. Came to speak with you, Razvad. Speak with me? I see you've brought your pet mercenary along for the conversation. Lore Runner's here as a friend. As you wish. What do you wish to discuss? I want you to stop using the automaton as a weapon of war. I should know. Neshmira, you looked forward to the completion of the Colossus as much as anyone. It's true. But that was before I learned of your intentions from Lore Runner and Luzaf. If you use this machine to summon the spirit of Alexander, the world will be plunged into Ragnarok. In the space of a single night, the Empire will be reduced to a smoking ruin, just like the Alzadal civilization before us. Ragnarok, you disappoint me. The servants of the underworld have poisoned your mind. The might of Alexander will flood Urgum with divine illumination and bring about eternal peace for the Empire. This will be the true age of judgment. Ragnarok was merely an example of how our ancestors failed. This time there is nothing to fear. The astral candescences that form the heart of this Colossus have been created using Imperial technology. We will not repeat the mistakes of the Alzdal. Do you truly believe you can impose your will on a god? Yes! I mean, I could kill one, I'm just saying. Even if you could, the peace such a god would grant us is nothing more than a farce. Our nations are formed from a gathering of individuals. It's when those nations learn to cooperate and live in harmony that we learn the true value of peace. The gods bless us when they recognize the efforts we've made. Ever the idealist. Do you not see how our empire is suffering? The authority we once wielded is all but evaporated. Our enemies constantly test our defenses, sniffing for the slightest hint of weakness like a tiger stalking a wounded Merid. Our citizens stand on the brink of oblivion. You must learn to accept certain sacrifices in exchange for their salvation. Please, I know that even Lore Runner would be willing to speak on our behalf. We must negotiate with the Middlelands once more. It's far too late for that. A fleet of airships from your precious Middlelands approaches even as we speak. If we do nothing, Al-Zabi will be engulfed in a sea of flame. So many of our people will die. The cogs of war have begun to turn, and there's nothing either you or I can do to stop them. But we can. Neshmira. I am resolved to remember it as the villain in this chapter of history. You need not let it concern you. But I will tolerate no further hindrances. Razvad! Listen to me, Lore Runner. I have failed to persuade my brother to change his course. We cannot allow the Colossus to unleash another divine spear. Can you see that control box? It's much like the one the animators use for a normal automaton. If we can gain access to the box, we can operate the Colossus from the outside. All you need to do is distract them. Sure, I'll kill all of them. That's what I heard. What do you think you can do, mercenary? Your pitiful efforts will change nothing. Raban. Ah, Lore Runner, long have I awaited a chance to devour your essence. Your essence. Wait, no, wait, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. We're not even in the battle yet. Right. Yes, God! Sorry. Yeah, I've noticed they use the word adventurer the same way, which is kind of funny to me. Hang on, bug. Okay, who's ready to effortlessly destroy Alexander? I think this is actually the last boss. Alright, so Raban's dead. No, seriously. It's about how the FF14 fight went, too. Go away, Raban. Nobody loves you. Oh my God. Raban, stop living. Gentoda's just having fun over there. It's not possible. Alexander, why do you not respond? The control lever, what's going on? I am Alexander. Tremble before me, worship my greatness. To understand that the Colossus is not responding to external commands, I shall ascend to the heavens. Press FOD? Now, Quetzal, out of the way! Zhang Yejing, lend me your strength. He's got some defenses, my goodness. I guess that makes sense for Alexander. I feel like the styling of the three in the back And then the 2 in the front. You don't often see a Centaur's type with 3 back legs and then 2 front legs. Alright, real fight this time. Oh, sorry. Alexander actually said something. My divine flames shall melt thy flesh, sear thy bones, and unshackle thy soul. I am Alexander. The fearful shall be embraced. The bold shall something something. Tremble before me. Worship my greatness. Tremble before me. Ah, the bold shall know oblivion. Has it stopped? You don't tremble enough. Thorburner, I did it! I took control of the Colossus. Don't leave the evil scientist at the controls now. We have to get the brother out of there. Afbow. Luzaf? Yo, you're okay. Oh, thank Walahra. Look, we shut down the Colossus. Alexander's gone. There's no one left to fight. There's no need for Odin to take you over. You're finally free! Be careful. Odin yet lurks within me. And she's dead. And apparently so are we? Oh, whatever. Those who fail to worship will be judged. Excellent, my knight. Thy rage is most pleasing. Once there was a meeting of 2 great masses. Odin, once again the age of judgment has come. Thy demise shall be swift. Thy words ring empty. I shall shower the earth with the shards of thine iron shell. This is the dawn of Ragnarok. 13, 12, 11. Thou seekst to unleash divine judgment. The Gungnir shall pierce thine intent. Yeah, we're just napping. One, an entity of dark. 6, 5. 1, an entity of light. Two. Their collision gave birth to a violent storm. The storm rose towards the heavens and burst into a million fragments. Wait, is Raban still alive? I killed him 3 times! Come on! I mustn't do this. No! And then we all died. Cool. Okay. So that was FF11. So I guess we'll move on to Midnight now. Little ahead of schedule, but I'm with it. Ashmira. Rasvad? Do not fear. I will not allow these deities to destroy our beloved Aturgan. What are you talking about? Your voice is so weak. I wanted to see your smiling face one last time. Don't go. Farewell, Nashmira. I do kind of like the idea that the main villain is primarily stupid rather than evil. Like, that's actually kind of engaging. Why dost thou sheathe thy blade? My knight, dost thou defy? Yeah. What happens when the unstoppable force meets the immovable object? They surrender. I've heard a few variants on that, but it's all the same idea. There are yet many things for you to accomplish. I will not let you perish here. Great Odin, Lord of the Underworld, I have defied your will, and yet I live. Why? Why do you spare me? I relinquish this pseudo-life of mine to the girl Aphmau. It is time I return to serve you in the halls of Valhalla. Aphmau? Ulzaf, what happened to me? Merciful Odin. There's more I would say to you, but my time here is drawn to an end. Ulzaf, you have a future before you, and it is not your future alone. The citizens of the Empire and of Ephraimad, you carry the burden of hopes and dreams. So don't you leave me as well? I'll follow you anywhere. You are surrounded by those who care for you. The people of Atragon, the highest general, the lowest foot soldier, and of course your trusted mercenary, Forerunner. Alright, I must be strong. I will be Empress that Atragon needs. Never lose that spirit, Aphmau. I see the ocean. It seems my next battlefield should be the Sea of the Underworld. Lore Runner. Yeah, what's up? Were you actually dead? No, I was just taking a nap. What's up? We've neglected our duties for far too long. Atragon is waiting. Don't we have a boss fight left? I guess not. Okay, whatever. Are we done? I thought we had a third fight. Oh, whatever. No, I guess not. Okay. Never mind. Man, I love that epilogue. We're not doing the epilogue. We're not doing the epilogue. I just want to be really fundamentally clear about that. I have put up with a lot of bullcrap to play this game. I have. I'm full up. Even I have limits to my tolerance. So do they explain why, Dakota? Like, obviously, crunch, but, like, in lore, like, what's the reason? Why does the immovable object win? I swear to God, if there's another wait a day thing, we just ticked over to a new day, too. I'm just gonna do this right now while I'm thinking about it. Interesting. Oh, Prez! Hang on, actually, 1 second before I move on. Let's jot down some thoughts here. Yep, all the negatives. Okay, I think that's everything at the moment. Shut your trap. Now's not the time for your yapping. Well, I never. That was rude even for her. To hurt your feelings? Tough! We're about to face the biggest challenge in our history. If we're not prepared, not one of us will see the year out with our skins intact. And you, Lore Runner. What? You think the battle's won? Yeah. Yeah. I just killed Alexander. What the hell do you want from me? By the way, that's 2 gods I've killed now. Fate hasn't taken her claws out of you yet. We're about to enter a war zone that will decide the fate of this company. See, we have an Imperial messenger from the palace. I have been formally invited to the coronation ceremony to reinstate her magnificence. And what's more, I'll be rubbing shoulders with members of the royalty, the nobility, Imperial army officers, ambassadors from across Urgoon. Just think of the possibilities. The business relations I can nurture. A mercenary life's the life for me. Oh, and I almost forgotten. I was asked to bring an escort. Who should I go with? Drill Sergeant Rongalatz, Aquaba is busy minding the office. Who am I kidding? You know well what I do what the request is about. Her magnificence is a simple girl at heart. You showed your mercenary mettle out there, didn't you? Yeah. Hello? I knew I could count on you. Well, you better get prepared to the palace. If you show up late, I'll have your hide for a throw rug. That's what she said, Blade to all. I apparently get to pick a ring. Do I care? It's Balron's ring, Jalzon's ring, and Ulthalam's ring. None of them are good. Got it. That's all I need to hear. Not only have I not needed to change equipment, I don't know if you've noticed, I've just been wearing the Nexus cape instead of my real one. And I've just been wearing the warp ring instead of my real ring. I don't know at what point I'll no longer be able to get away with that, but... President of the Salahim Sentinels. You suck. I mean, also of the Salahim Sentinels, presenting an ordinary person and preventer of Ragnarok, Lore Runner. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. This coronation ceremony of Nashmira II, 16th Empress of the Mashab dynasty, will now commence. Let us begin by offering our praise to Lord Alexander, guardian of the Empire for 1,000 years, and just killed by Lore Runner like a minute ago. Master of Ceremonies. Magnificence, it's not time for your address. We shall dispense with the formalities. We wish to speak with our guests directly. But your Magnificence, this breaks customary protocol. This is our second coronation. We shall do as we please. Of course, your Magnificence. Her Magnificence, the Empress. I mean, I suppose one ring and one cape aren't a big drop in my overall output. This girl, she's barely more than a child. Ladies and gentlemen, silence for the Empress. My distinguished guests. Many and varied events have befallen us, and we are certain there are more among you who hold little love for the Empire. Yet despite all this come to pass, you have chosen to bestow your blessing on our coronation, for which we humbly thank you. Traditionally, we would hold a grand ceremony that would span the entire nation. However, as we desired your presence and acknowledgement, this somewhat more intimate setting was devised. Noble families, the high-ranking officers, my business opportunities! The giant sword in my chest! Dignitaries of the Middle Lands, we regret the fear and confusion the hostile actions of our empire have caused amongst your nations. We also wish to express our most profound grief at the loss of life during the incident with the destroyed airship. Lift your head, your Magnificence. The crew members and elven knights were indeed badly injured, but thanks to swift actions and expert field aid of Musketeer Naji, not a single life was lost. Truly. Then you must allow us to dispatch Imperial alchemists to aid their recovery. They're highly skilled in regenerative procedures. We gladly offer your aid, your Magnificence. Empress Nashmira, I would wish to discuss your intentions regarding the future of relations between the Empire and the Middle Lands. I like how Volker is always just cut straight to it. He's done this whole expansion. A worthy topic. However, I believe the first step will be to rebuild the conditions that existed between our nations before recent events. You wish to return to a neutral state of non-aggression? Yes, the Beastmen forces threatening the Emperor have not ceased their assaults. And despite the standoff, our war with the Eastern nations continues. It is impossible to know when Ottergon will once again have a time of peace. You fear that if we should strengthen our ties, the Middle Lands will be drawn into your conflicts? You are correct. You must not be so defeatist, your Magnificence. Hi, Gesho. I must apologize for my late arrival. Gesho, we are glad to see you back from your journey. You are too kind, Your Magnificence. Your letter in the Mikado has already been safely delivered. That's where you've gotten off to. Shut up. Shut up. Were we able to gain an audience with the Mikado? You may speak freely. This news concerns everyone present. As you wish, the Mikado responded with these words. It will be difficult to negotiate a peace at this time. This is not unexpected. However, the Mikado also stated he would raise the matter amongst the Council of Lords. The East is a land of tradition. The Mikado is not free to act as he pleases. Any decisions will require long consideration. The same may be said of the Empire, if I may be so bold. You're quite correct. A sudden Imperial order to cease hostilities would spark rebellion within our eastern forces. I humbly offer my continued services as a conduit between the Empire and the nations of the East. I await your orders, Your Magnificence. Thank you, Gesho. Someone's moving up in the world. I have Lore Runner to thank for my fortunes. I see Your Magnificence has begun the peace process on all fronts. Yes, we hope to ratify a treaty of friendship with the Middle Lands even as we negotiate a peace with the East. Are we not forgetting one other colossal problem that remains? The Iron Colossus, yes, it still remains on Nizal Isle, though badly damaged. Which means the Emperors can give no guarantees that this doomsday weapon will not one day be repaired and used to threaten the peace of the world once more. The only solution is to destroy the device under scrutiny of those present. Would you not agree? Yes, that would be the obvious course of action. Except it's more than just an inanimate shell. Perhaps you should let us in on its secret as well. We have detected a warp in the fabric of reality within the central core of the Colossus. What are you saying? Allow me to illuminate. It appears the giant scrap heap has become an astral gate. An astral gate? I hear a portal to the underworld exists in this land, and this Hazhalm testing grounds, I believe, though my information is second-hand. Yes, that rent is how Odin entered our world. I would like to think this gate is a similar aberration, a link between the world of avatars and that specific location. Would it be possible to delay the destruction of the Colossus? It seems we have no choice. Who knows what may happen if we tamper with such unpredictable energies. Excellent. Windhurst wholeheartedly agrees to maintain this fascinating rent. Who knows what developments in magical knowledge can be made in this endeavor. And my interest in the astral candescences is as strong as ever. My Empire thanks you. Sandoria gives her consent. Prince Tryon has promised full cooperation. Oh, Prince Tryon always believed in us. I'll take the matter of the Colossus home to Bastok. The President must be consulted. However, I will give Bastok's blessing to your coronation. You hardly require our permission to regain control of your own empire. Dear Volker, the Duchy of Juno agrees on the condition that the Colossus be kept inoperable to ensure the safety of our airships. Of course, we wish to have full assistance in the Middle Lands in understanding this phenomenon. And now we may finally commence the coronation ceremony. Who shall have the honor of bestowing the crown? We are decided. Will you perform one last duty for us, Lore Runner? I mean, sure. I guess. Thank you. Gatsad, the crown, if you please. Gatsad, the crown. My apologies. The crown has been melted down. I needed a per-scintillant ingot. Melted down? Have you lost your mind, man? There were parts that needed to be forged. I'm sure the Empress will understand. I had to build a weapon of infinite destruction to kill thousands of people, because I was curious what would happen. Oh, okay, never mind. He was doing it for them. I like my version better, if I'm being honest. Might you be a little more gentle with the recently repaired? That was a lovely nap. It's good to see you, Neshmera. Hovjang. You have earned your pardon. They're as good as two. Okay, this is a neat moment, but this is also very in keeping with his very cold fish character. He probably realized that he was on thin ice after everything he did, so he needed to placate the new Empress as quickly and as thoroughly as possible. So naturally, the scientist rebuilt her pet puppets, knowing that this would be so overjoying to her that at no point in time would it consider her to seek vengeance for his actions. Cute. These automatons were old models. They didn't have independent functions of current puppeteer automatons, and were never able to talk without direct manipulation. I took the liberty of installing high-grade memory chips that were recovered from the ruins. As soon as I completed the repairs and enabled the circuits, they started babbling like a dam that had been broken. Ashmira, that gaping look is not becoming of a young lady. Shouldn't we be getting on with the ceremony? I'll be irresponsible. That's fine. It appears Miejing retained some of his memories of his first owner. We'd almost forgotten. Lore Runner was about to bestow the crown. As you can see, the metal has been put to more practical use. Your blessing is all the crown we require. You are half my height. Now you are substantially less than half my height. You have our eternal gratitude. As do you all. And now my most trusted subject, Bitch Face. Your Magnificence. Wait, what did you call me? You are hereby sentenced to execution by imperial order without delay. This execution is to be carried out by Lore Runner, who is now to be known as the Imperial Executionist, a role which has exactly one job: to kill you. If for any reason you come back in any way, shape, or form, it will be his job to ensure that you die without any untoward delay. On the occasion of our coronation, once again officially authorized, you honor me, blah, blah, blah. We award your company with 1,000 Imperial Platinum pieces. Naja, it is thanks to you that the capital still stands at all. Is it? But she... The mercenaries you have trained, not the least of which is the heroic Lore Runner, have faced endless danger in the protection of Atragon. I've already commanded my ministers to comply with your request for independence for your home nation of Swa. We trust you'll make good use of the coin you receive to ease the poverty of your people. Finally, we have been saved from the cataclysm of Ragnarok as well as war between the Middle Lands and the Empire. This peace would not have come to pass if not for the courage and actions of Lore Runner. You do not know how to repay such feats of heroism. You got any popcorn? Also, once again, a female character is giving me a ring. That is 3 now? Yeah, sure, that one. Whatever. Doesn't matter. This is the ring worn by Belram, the most celebrated hero in the history of Atragon. A fine choice. In a minute. I'm in a cutscene. From this day forward, you will be focusing on learning the mountain of skills required to properly perform the role of Empress. There'll be no more time for adventures, but we're glad to have the opportunity to meet you, Lore Runner. Here, keep tapping circle whenever I finish talking. We hope you continue to be Atragon's champion. And perhaps one day... But no, it cannot be. I'm telling you! Third one. Third one in a row! Every expansion has had one. All 3 of them have also given me a ring. This is not a joke. Anyways, farewell, Lore Runner.
He has very skinny legs.
Mm-hmm.
And arms. With no knees.
Honored guests. Let us show the warmest appreciation for the heroes, Naha, Bitchface, and Lore Runner. Confetti. hate
Your
your
support
glasses.
for
Your support for
Ayame.
Ayame and Naji has been invaluable. I thank you on behalf of the Republic of Bastok. Prince Tryon sends his regards at not being able to attend, and also missing the opportunity to fight by your side. And Dr. Shantota sends her regards. She says, don't think fate is done dealing your cards. I think. Lore Runner, as your fellow mercenary, I look forward to sharing the same battlefield with you again sometime, somewhere. Ah! Here, take this as well. Imperial Standard. Oh, I'll put that in my house. Your continued support for Nashmira is most welcome. She is the hope for our uncertain future, the true treasure of Ot Urgan. Roll credits. Alright, now take us to the next quest.
There's a door.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Why it won't open?
Now what's really funny, and I don't. Oh god. Well, that's okay. That's whatever. I don't in any way mean this as a dig towards my beloved sister. Most
There are
people.
buttons that are selected. None of them are selected.
Most people who would pick this game up, the controls are so non-intuitive. The only reason I know what I'm doing is I've been playing this for a week and a half.
Why did select not open the door?
That's a good question. It would have actually been A.
I did
excuse
hit A.
me. Excuse me. Circle.
I hit all of those. I hit every button.
It's because the door doesn't open.
It had an arrow.
It did. It was a lie. The arrow really was deceiving you this time. Oh my god. So, for those of you at home, you cannot see this. Yeah, hang on. Let me get a handprint going here. That's probably good enough. Yeah. She's a little sunburned. I've seen her worse sunburned before.
Oh, yeah.
No, exactly. Like, it's funny. 2002 was actually kind of on the outer edge of when standardized controls were a thing. And so I can actually track this. It's basically whenever Half-Life 1 came out to whenever Half-Life 2 came out, which I think is like 98 to 2004, something like that. That's the age of standardization right there. What in the world is that? Are those oranges or pumpkins?
They're pumpkins.
Oh, it's a pumpkin-a-chew. I get it. Look at you standing out there all
It's a
pleased
costume.
with yourself. I guess you feel like vice president now, do you? Oh, okay.
I feel like I got sunburned.
I think you're letting the Empress's favor go to your head. Within this company, you're still nothing more than a private second class. Still more than a few ranks below my position of mercenary general. But you know what? I have to admit you've brought in some sizable rewards from the palace over the course of your career. I got you 1,000 platinum coins. You shut your goddamned mouth.
You just got a shiny Pikachu with the costume.
You're welcome.
I'm getting ready to trade it
That's
to
the thing,
myself
because you're stealing it. I know you are.
right now.
When it comes to raking in the profits, I do not believe you're on par with yours truly.
Oh, a Pikachu with a tiara.
Do you remember this little trinket?
I'm back.
Go on, take it.
Because you haven't saved the world more than,
3 times now.
Yeah. Is this still FF11?
Yeah! We've got, hang on, Wings, Adowlin, and Rhapsodies in Abyssia. 4 expansions left. One of those will be pretty quick, though. And then one of them will be very long. Yeah, she's giving us back the things she robbed us of! Isn't she so nice? Don't you forget, I engraved my signature on the inside of the rim. Now every time you put it on, you can experience that swell of gratitude.
The ring?
The quest objective literally says, Naja Salihin finally returns your glory crown. What a happy day for us. An official thank you for her magnificence and the recognition of your beloved president. You might even say this is the peak of your career. If you choose to ignore that rank on your badge, of course. I wouldn't be surprised if you were looking forward to an early retirement from the start of a brand new life. Ah! It's an adorable. It's an adorable. No! It's another adorable. No. How could you think of quitting? What would we do without you?
Why doesn't I get the hug?
Because you don't like hugs.
Look, I have hugs.
Okay, now you like hugs.
I like hugs from children.
It hurts to lose such a
I like
talented
hugs from my
employee.
children all the time.
But Lore Runner needs the freedom to soar. It's not our place to tie down a person with so much potential. Thank you for all you've done. I pray for your continued success and happiness. Just be sure to drop down from time to time. Even I'll miss having you around. To pay your debts back. Of course we're still in debt to her. I'm going to murder her. Report the recent fees incurred by private second-class Lore Runner during the course of his duties. Black Halo, 230 Imperial Gold pieces per 23 uses, subtotal 5,290 Imperial Gold pieces. Hexus Strike, 220 Imperial Gold pieces per use, 29 uses, subtotal 6,380 Imperial Gold pieces. True Strike, 1,700...
Can I have a gummy worm?
It's up to Mama. Okay. Yes, Mama says yes.
The peach.
True Strike, 175 Imperial Gold pieces per use, 37 uses, 6,475 Imperial Gold pieces. President Naja, did you really use this many abilities during the battle? Oh, sorry, you wanted one too? Sorry. I was distracted.
I think your yellow one looks good.
Yeah, I mean, they all look good. Of course not. These figures include the skirmishes I had to fight before I found Lore Runner. Tell you what, I'll let you have the lesser weapon skills for free. Next, 2 bowls of Sutlek, +1, 3 cups of Imperial Coffee, 5 Balak Sandwiches. What is all this? I had to eat something to keep up my strength during that exhausting foray. That comes under consumables. Next! 1 square of Remora cloth, 1 square of Eclaret cloth, 3 sapphires. My attire didn't come through that tussle unscathed. Tailoring fees. 98,000 Imperial Gold pieces. Kill her in her stupid face. Of course, there's also interest. Why is there interest? And he's dead. Looks like you and I will be continuing our working relationship for some time to come. Okay, spoil me something, Pumpernickel. Do we ever interact with her again? Like, will I, is a better way to phrase this, ever interact with her again, doing the MSQs?
Free, no!
I doubt I will too. Well, yeah, you left it on the floor where she likes to rest. Maybe briefly in Rhapsodies. I can live with that. I will leave her in obscurity where she belongs. So let's give several positives for that ending, because it was a good ending. Let's do... Honestly, that was a pretty solid ending. I'm going to go ahead and give that a triple. But also a negative.
What'd you do at school? Oh. So Helen has picked up the other.
Yeah. She gets it from her brother. Yeah, you are very... I mean, again, I've seen you more sunburned, but you are rather sunburned.
Have you?
Oh, yes. But for those of you who haven't seen it, I haven't figured out a really good place to like, keep it long-term yet. I can make that work. I'd have to scooch it forward, but I can make that work. Hang on one sec. Scooch down to... Nope, wrong one. There we go. So you can really see it up close.
This is the new shark. This is the sunburn.
Hello.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen my sunburn yet. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, no, I told you. I've seen you worse, but you're pretty sunburned.
I have some stripes.
Mm-hmm.
On my back.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, your neck is pretty bad. Hang on, so let's get our adorable in
Because
here.
my neck got 2 days.
Further. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Want to scooch this?
I will, if I can find some.
Scooch this a little bit forward. It's going to change the acoustics a bit, but that's okay. Then.
All right, let's go. Bye,
What?
guys.
Bye. Have fun with whatever you're doing. There we go. Oh, actually, by the way, I have aloe vera if you need it. It's right there. I don't think you have any, which is why I mentioned it. No, it's for you, if you need it. What?
Assist!
Hang on. I guess that I deserve this.
What do you mean deserve?
So I don't know how it's gonna feel.
Cold? Ow.
Yep. That's why I said that. Now the good news is you're actually kind of localized.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go and get your necklace. Neck next. Oh my god, say that 5 times
Your
fast.
necklace?
Your neck next. You should actually be good. Over here all the time.
Yep. Yeah, because it moisturizes and it has cooling properties.
Yep. I used to actually keep a real aloe vera plant for stuff like this when I was much younger, and I lived in Southern California.
Where you could just go out and grab one.
Yeah. And you know, I lived in the deserty area, so I got a lot of sun.
And as a kid.
And I was a kid, and I didn't put on sunscreen. Okay. All right. So we're actually done with treasures. Let's do a quick count up, shall we? I'm pretty sure I'm Eternal Mercenary, yeah. Eternal Mercenary. Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Someone write down 9, please. So that's a net plus 14 to story to treasures. That's not bad considering that had a lot of negatives. So, I'm gonna do an early launch. It's already really close to it anyways. But yeah, we are doing wings next. Was Treasures my favorite expansion so far? Honestly, no. I actually do like Treasures for what it's worth. And when it finally got started, which admittedly took a while, it was really solid, but I think Prometheus still pulls it for me overall. Oh my god. Okay, 54 quests for wings. But, hang on. Oh no, Treasures was what it needed to be. It was the Breather expansion. I don't see wings. Oh, there it is. Why is it not on the list? Whatever. Back to the beginning. Okay, that's not too bad. That's exactly where I thought I should be. So yeah, I am at the step of join a nation. That's what I thought I was. So to my knowledge, nobody has ever actually reached consensus on that. Everyone keeps arguing for their particular side, and we're still tied. So I'm gonna flip a coin, as I always do for these kind of things. No, we're not doing Bastok. It's between Windhurst and Sandoria. Oh my god. Oh my god. landed in my pocket, which by definition means it landed on its edge. Let's try that again. It is heads. It is Windurst. So I'm gonna try and figure this out on camera really quick. No, I thought because I was like, and I thought I lost it on, on my shirt. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? And I felt it there, and I'm like, oh god. I don't know, Ben One Eye. Honestly, I will say this, Treasures... So, gameplay-wise, I think Treasures is actually a step down from Promathia. And the biggest... I could give two reasons why. Arapago Reef... and Wait a Day... Like, what in God's name? Okay, so I need to figure out... I need to join Windurst, which means I need to go to... Crawler's Nest South. I don't even know where that is. Hang on. So... I might have a book? I probably don't. I'm just going to check really quick while we're here. I guess that would be original release? Maybe. Crawler's Nest. Oh, that means Shadow Rain. Right. Right. Yes, that's going to be a thing from now on. By the way, Wings occurs in the past. I mean, I have seen Final Fantasy stories that do time travel well. Story, excuse me, singular. Do I have anything else? South, excuse me, Shadow Rain S? I don't know, whatever. Rolandberry, huh? I don't have Rolandberry. I have Southern Sandoria. East Ronfair, Jugner, Battalia, Funkerl, and Saru Mugul. It was FF8. FF8 has many, many flaws. The plot is actually not one of them. Believe it or not. FF8's plot is actually extremely tight. In fact, it's one of the few FFs where the story noticeably gets better your second time through. Because there is a lot of Babylon 5 effect in FF8. Okay, where the hell am I? Rolandberry Fields. I heard that, so I want to go over there, right? Okay. This way. What's funny is I remember distinctly going through some of this crap for an unrelated quest off camera. And I made it a specific point of grabbing as many books as I could while I was doing it. Just to make sure I wouldn't have as much of a backtracking as I thought I would get. And it looks like I was right. It looks like this was the right call. I'm pretty sure we'd be starting a lot further away if I hadn't been doing that. Yeah, exactly, Pillars of Snow. There are precious few plot holes in FF8, which is impressive. There's some other issues, localization issues, characterization issues. There's a reason everyone loves Laguna, and it's not just the fact that, he's the best written character in the game. He is. It's also, he's the only well-written character in the game. It's through the thing? Or maybe it's this way. No, it has to be this way. Okay. We're gonna go this way then. Yeah, that might be a worthwhile thing to get a bunch of waypoints and stuff. I don't know what'll be useful. Squall's different because Squall is badly localized. So he's kind of a weird one. Like, I know Squall's real character. It is not the one we saw in English, to put that as bluntly as possible. Squall's a shy introvert, right? And I do mean an introvert, not like, you know, not how fiction usually portrays introverts. He is someone who likes being around a small group of people he likes and trusts a lot. He likes being with one person, maybe two people, and he gets noticeably more animated and more accepting of that. When you put him in a crowd, he just clams up. Because it fatigues him. Yeah, very uncomfortable in large groups or around strangers. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? I want to go this way. And a lot of his outbursts are so badly localized, it doesn't get across the idea that, you know, Squall is a child soldier. It's actually something that irritates me about FF8, because the whole child soldier thing is a plot point that they don't really do anything with. Yeah, I don't want anyone talking about me in past tense is a dumb scene. Not because it's bad, the intent is bad, but because the presentation is bad. Keep in mind, we see a version of that scene that everyone else doesn't. Everyone else is just chatting about things, and he's just sitting there stuck in his own head, freaking out and panicking more and more, until finally he can't keep it in, and he just shouts, "I don't want anyone talking about me in past tense," and then runs out of the room. That should have been a great characterization moment. It wasn't. Yeah, that's another thing. He was assigned leader, and he hated that. He even, like, yells about it to Sid. He's like, "Why are you giving this to me? I don't want this job." Now, I do agree with Dakota. One of the sins that FF8 commits is the same thing most fiction does, is that introversion is bad and is something you need to work out of. Bottom middle? Alright, so that's exit 2 if you see that. There's a book down there. We should probably get that book. Yeah, we should probably get that book. Is there... No. Yeah, Sid did it because of the time loop. Pretty much straight up. It's flashing. And I'm almost positive I didn't have this place as a place to warp to. So between those two things, I'm pretty sure I don't have it. Yeah, probably Mr. Red. Who would I consider the best FF main character? Terra. Hang on. Let me rewind on that a second. So, I actually think FF has been blessed by a lot of best main characters, right? Cecil is interesting, although his story stops at a certain point. Bartz is whatever. Unfortunately, I am... The older I get, the more I study, I really firmly think that Bartz is a victim of localization, just like Squall. Nevertheless, Bartz is kind of whatever, but Cloud is legitimately interesting. Remember, one of the greatest things that the remakes did was they showed Cloud as he actually is. A total dork. And that's awesome. Legitimately. He is just a Dorcas who kind of bumbled into something that was way above his head. And he's just like, I gotta be tough. Like my friend Zack was. Which is funny, because Zack was a total himbo. Or a thembo, I suppose I should say. But anyways, sorry. So Cloud's cool. I like Cloud. Squall, once... Oh, that's a fence. There we go. I couldn't even see that at first. Squall is once again another example of someone who is ruined by the localization, but the idea, as I just talked about, is definitely there. Hang on. One second. Where am I going? This way. Zidane... I've gone probably more in detail into FF9's script than anyone else who didn't work on the game in the world. And while FF9's script does have several flaws that are only really visible when you zoom in that far, I do think Zidane is still an interesting character because so much of his characterization boils down to him just not dealing with it. He spends the overwhelming majority of the game not dealing with it. Now, the problem is, when that finally all blows up in his face, he gets over it inside of like 3 cutscenes. That needed to be a way smoother arc. So that kind of hurts him a bit. Tidus? Tidus is probably the first main character I would go so far as to say that I don't actually like. Legitimately. Not because of the laugh, not because of the memes. Just because he is so badly presented, it is sufficiently difficult at that point for me to divorce him from his presentation. He comes across as a child. Probably because he is a child. Come on. There we go. God, it takes so long to bounce sometimes. Like, he's the kind of character I find irritating in general, the archetype. But also, he's just... Yeah, he's just a child. He's just a child. That's the overwhelming amount of his characterization. Tee-hee-hee. Yeah, he's a teenager with a rock star dad, who is himself a Nepo baby rock star. Yeah, Dream Jock McDaddy issues. Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of Tidus. Now, Yuna... Okay, I'm going to admit something that I'm going to get some flack for. I don't think Yuna is that interesting of a character in FF10. I don't. I'm sorry. I think that the game spends too much time treating her like she's Rosa, to put that as bluntly as possible. That she just doesn't have any agency. She's just kind of doing her own thing for the ride. And that's kind of it. Like, that's Yuna to a T. Having said that, I actually rather like Yuna in 10-2. In 10-2, Yuna's actually pulling a lot of what Zidane was back in 9, but better. She's just kind of going along with it to not think about things. But we get insights into her mentality and perspective in her inner monologue every now and again that show that she's kind of cracking under the pressure more and more. There's a reason why one of my favorite cutscenes in 10-2 is unironically the scene where she tells, I can't remember his name, hair guy, his plan sucks. And everyone reacts freaking out, but she's just like, no, your plan is stupid. I'm sick of this. Was it Yuge? Yuji Wuji. Yeah, no, Nuji Wuji. That's him. So yeah, Yuge. No spoilers, but it's a good scene. Okay, Crawler's Nest S. What am I doing here? Hang on. I need to get a recommendation letter. Okay. L8. This shouldn't actually be too far. And yeah, there's a book right there we're gonna go and grab. L8 is like right in front of us. And yeah, what happened with Lulu is she settled down and had a kid. No hyperbole there. That's actually what happened. Now, Riku suddenly turning into a moron? That's strange. I'm not sure about that one. Who am I talking to? Kalusu... Oh, it is this guy, okay. I even like Pain as a character. Don't at me. But Riku just suddenly loses 100 IQ points. Anyways, who let you in here? Nobody's supposed to know about the Federation's secret base. Nobody meaning you, not me, you see? Oh, ho, ho, an adventurer. Why didn't you say so? An adventurer. One who adventures, who seeks adventure. Well, adventure is an adventure you seek. Show me the way. I knew it from the moment you said you were an adventurer. I could sense something adventurous about you, my friend. What would be more adventurous than joining an organization called the Cobras? But I don't want to have a bomb implanted in me. Points if you get that. Alright, show this to Lieutenant in Windhurst. What is it? Why, a recommendation letter from yours truly. How else would you get to the Cobras? Come on, take it. Don't be shy. There you go. Now go to the Federation of Windhurst. Past all the beastmen guarding the path. Now we have to get to Windhurst, which is a trip. Oh my gosh. Oh god. No. Riku decided, you know what? Rather than bleaching my hair every few weeks, I'm just going to start guzzling the bleach. And here we are. So I know I have Sendoria. I am 90% certain I do not have Windhurst. Well, let's see. Do I have anything even remotely close to that? I do. This, apparently. Okay. What is that? Saramugoo. Saramug. So Zar asks, what are your thoughts about a seemingly optional love interest, but the developers are pushing them or playing favorites with them? An example would be the red-headed girl in Persona 5R. Hang on, where am I going? The mountains, which is right in front of me. Okay. There's a maw here? Do I need a maw? Do I care about maws? Does anyone know Wings well enough to know if I need maws? Yeah, Shawnee in Witcher 3 is actually another good example of that. Or Eris in FF7R2. I'm hearing two probablys that we won't need it. So I'm gonna roll the dice that we will not need this maw, and we'll just move on. Now that I've said that and committed to that, we will need it later on. Anyways, so the thing is, I'm of two minds on that, Zar. On the one hand, logically speaking, some romances are just going to be better written than others. That's life. Some are going to have more time, more investment, more effort, more care, more everything, right? Okay, so we're going to Fort something, which I don't even see on this map. I'm guessing it's northeast? I see a crystal down there, and a book. Let's beeline for those at least. Yeah, this song is just playing for some reason. Isn't this great? What's funny is 7 pulled that same trick much better, Pillars of Snow, but I won't get into that right now. But yeah, no, Morrigan is probably one of the best written romances in Dragon Age Origins, for example. The catch is, I wanted to stress that because sometimes I've heard some people say that you are pushed towards a specific romance, when what's actually happening is just one of the romances is better. Now, obviously, your point is absolutely valid. There are some times where a romance is absolutely being pushed, where the developers clearly designed you to be with X person, and everyone else is kind of ancillary. In those cases, I tend to be frustrated and irritated by that. And I will actually use Persona 5 as an example. Not in the example you used, but rather the fact that most of the optional romance probably should not have existed in Persona 5. Yeah, Dragon Quest 5 is another good example of this. And in fact, I could actually use Dragon Quest 5 as an even better example of this. In Dragon Quest V, there's a point in the game in which you get an option to choose your bride. Now, in the original Dragon Quest V, there was one valid choice and then one clearly evil/bad choice. In the DS remake, they kind of changed that up a little bit. But still, the game is still very clearly pushing for one, which brings me back to my point. If you're going to make one the right answer, don't make it an option. Just make that the romance. The game didn't allow Cecil to choose between Rosa and, I don't know, one of the Epops, right? You're just with Rosa. That's fine. Yeah, the story was already written with one character in mind. Just do that. Like, don't pretend there's agency. Good afternoon, Brett. What is this wall? Jesus. Hello? Hello, bound. There we go. But no, I actually read your comments, Mr. Ed, and I decided not to patch it out. I wanted to experience the full and true, real exposure to the wings of whatever. Wings of the Goddess, I think. Oh, that's above us. Oh, that's weird. I don't know if there's an Ultimania for FF11. Oh god, it's a telepoint, not an actual teleport. Can I even bind to this stupid thing? Well, I got a gate crystal, so I'm sure, whatever. It's not what I was actually going for anyways. I was going for the book, which is for some reason on the far eastern end of the zone. Who places these? God. But yeah, at some point I will look into patching it out. Here's the thing. The reason I opened by saying that sometimes a romance would just be better written, honestly, I kind of... Okay. I don't mind there being a wrong answer with a choice. In fact, actually, as I've argued before, if you don't let the player pick wrong choices, then they don't have choices. Probably the most infamous example of that is Fallout 4, which effectively does not have choices for the player. But as I've talked about relatively recently in games like Planescape Torment, if you allow the player to be evil, for example, then the player choosing to be good has more impact. Right? It's the same general concept with romance. If you let the player pick a wrong romance option or a bad romance option, then it adds more validity to picking the correct one. The problem is that I'm going the wrong way. The problem is that they both have to be well written, which is the issue we're running into. A bad romance option should still be properly constructed and should still be a viable path for the story to progress, rather than just being vestigial, right? To go back to Dragon Quest V for a second, in the original, if you picked, I think her name was Deborah, whatever her name was, she was barely a character, and the game barely acknowledged it, other than to emphasize how much Bianca had her life completely ruined by you picking the wrong option. That's not well written, that's just punishing. It's pointlessly cruel, actually. I actually do not remember there being a romance thing in Dragon Quest XI. Really, I don't. It's apparently been a minute. Can I just drop off the cliff? Nope. Might have been a post-game thing. Actually, yeah. So Callisto, I think was her name. For those of you who don't know what that is, or if I'm screwing up the name, forgiveness. The primary romance option in Tor... There's another cliff in my way. Why are there so many cliffs in my way? The primary romance option in Tor for the Sith agent is what can only be referred to as a rather abusive relationship. It is with a toxic person who is manipulative and unpleasant and actively violent and abuses you on a regular basis. It is also well written. And that's sort of the point I'm reaching. Oh my god, these cliffs are going to kill me. That's the point I'm reaching. It is still at least a well-written romance. That is something you have the choice to engage in. Now, while Tor gets that right, it also gets it very wrong. Anybody who knows Tor knows that every single player character has one correct romance option, which has cutscenes and character and presentation and well-written, blah, 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 blah. And then you can romance like 4 other people who aren't. And it's just, hi! Okay, I like you. I like you. Oh, and we're done. this is actually a problem Tor has in general. This is true across, not even just in romances. Every companion in Tor that isn't a main companion barely has a quest. So the same thing applies in romance. Oh, I agree, Policious now. They clearly put all the time and effort into one companion, and then just walked away from the others. But the reason I bring all this up is that Tor, once again, does this exact same concept right and wrong. On the one hand, we have a toxic relationship you have the option to opt out of because it's horrible, but you have the choice to get into it. On the other hand, you don't have any alternatives that are worth a damn because only one of them is well written. You are shoved towards Kaleo or nothing. I usually pick nothing. I would rather date a rock than her. So this is a dead end. Hang on. So we're in the mountains. We're trying to get to Fort Karugo Darugo. Hang on. There's apparently several places to get there in the I range, which is up there. And up there? What? It's like I-4. That's almost the exact opposite end of the zone where we are right now, by the way. Hang on. I don't have Discord up when I'm streaming. Give me a second. Okay. Where? That what? Okay. Sure. Yeah, I'm feeling some overworld design negatives. Like irritating to navigate, dead ends in places that don't look like they have dead ends, adorable nieces out of absolutely nowhere. Hi.
Look.
Ooh.
I got my toes.
Oh, that's super. Oh my god, I love that purple. That is so cool looking.
It has glitter in it somewhere.
What? I don't see any glitter. Let me see. Hang on, glasses off.
Glitter
Let me see. Glitter. I'm not seeing any glitter.
Somewhere in it.
Hang on. I think you're lying to me now.
No, there was
Where's your
glitter.
hands?
There was glitter on the thing.
So I see a couple of spackles, but I'm not sure if all of it got into the actual nail paste. God, what's it called? Nail polish. There we go. No, that's still wrong.
Yeah, it is nail polish.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
I don't
It's
see
there on
anything.
the thing.
Okay, I believe you. Ah.
This one's coming off. This one I just need to redo that finger.
Well, go ahead and redo that one then. You got this.
So that I need to redo a
Door. Thank you. Nothing can compare to the Loranese. After all, when I take over the world, she's gonna be next in the line. I was gonna give it to the eldest, but the eldest has no interest. Although the youngest is constantly talking about being like Dragon King or something like that. So maybe it'll go to the youngest. I don't know. We'll figure something out. And yes, I do remember Jagner. Sorry, to answer your question. So... Ah, there it is. Like, where's the path forward? We're literally off the map. Okay, whatever. Oh, there. I was like, we're gonna zone? Hello? So now we need to get to West Saratabara, the Baradabara. Oh my god. Let me get the book. You know what? I'm gonna go grab lunch.